2 of you lucky silver stackers are going to be winning a boatload of silver for free, shipped straight to your front doorstep by simply just clicking subscribe. We are doing my 100,000 subscriber silver giveaway entry video. The video is live. You can go enter right now. Links in the description or the pinned comment. How am I going to be announcing both winners' names? I'm going to be jumping out of an airplane when announcing the names. I'm going to announce name number 1, and as soon as I say name number 2, I'm going to jump out of the airplane skydiving. So you will be celebrating winning silver while I am literally falling out of the sky. You don't want to miss it. Go enter.
Connection established.
This week's specials at Miles Franklin are 1 ounce silver maples, $3.39 over spot. 1 ounce palladium bars, $119 over spot. Gold Queen Elizabeth sovereigns, $26.99 over melt, plus a massive inventory, all great prices. Email me or call me, slayer@milesfranklin.com. I will hook you up. Silver is a direct threat to the dollar, and so is gold. Well, the US dollar index is on track for its worst week of the year, which makes sense why silver has an incredible week, one of the best weeks of the year. So what is happening? Well, we're going to dive into this. We're going to look at the entire week, but also the week ahead. When you're looking at something's price, you have to not only look at where it's at right now, but where it's going. And for silver prices, the dollar index has a huge influence on the prices. So let's check out what is going on. The US dollar index is on track for its worst week of the year, the week ahead, with Federal Chairman Jerome Powell effectively delivering a dovish pivot during his testimony to the House committee. Traders will no doubt jump onto weaker US economic data to reprice multiple rate cuts, and that could weigh further on the US dollar. The week that Jerome Powell effectively delivered a dovish pivot during his testimony to the House committee, saying the Fed was not far from gaining the confidence to cut rates. The US dollar was broadly lower alongside US yields, and Fed fund futures are now pricing in a 25 basis point cut in June with a 56.7% probability. And interestingly enough, gold and Bitcoin reached record highs early in the week, yet Bitcoin's sharp reversal lower weighed on risk on Tuesday to topple gold. See Wall Street retrace further, form record highs, and safe haven flows towards the Japanese yen. And yeah, Bitcoin is definitely doing something outstanding. I always mentioned that if you're going to invest into precious metals, Bitcoin is also another alternative to take the control into your hands and away from the dollar, since Bitcoin is decentralized. And once you take that fake money and put it into real money, well, silver is still a lot more real than gold, than Bitcoin, but it still has the same purpose of you are in complete control of your wealth. Your crypto is in a cold wallet stored offline if you're doing it correctly, and nobody can touch it. There is no bank of Bitcoin. There's no Bitcoin police. It's on the blockchain stored publicly. That's a whole separate video. Gold and silver is still a much smarter and wiser and safer alternative in my humble opinion, but still you get the point where there's no centralized system in place. But anyways, the week ahead is pretty crazy. Well, first, I'm sure a lot of you saw the State of the Union from Biden last night. He definitely exceeded expectations. He seemed very awake and alert and didn't misspeak more than 6 times. Even if he's making false promises or lied about past achievements, it still makes him look good. And unfortunately, nowadays, a lot of this is about perception and how controversial you are or how bold you are, and him standing against Putin and mentioning that we're not backing down, poking the bear towards nuclear warfare is a little concerning. But at the end of the day, it did seem like he exceeded people's expectations, and he did just sort of wake up all of a sudden at a critical time, kind of like 4 years ago with his State of the Union address. And I definitely think this is going to give hope to people on the left. But remember, I am not a political channel, but political events and geopolitical events at that affect the price of silver, so I have to cover these things. I don't care if you're left, right, up, down, front, center, sideways, to the middle, even a little bit crooked. I don't care, because we're all silver stackers and we're all on the same team, right? We're all on the same team. But you do got to remember that whoever wins in November is definitely going to affect the outcome of the world, and it's definitely the most important election, and things are very extreme right now. I think more extreme than a lot of people tend to realize or to understand. I don't think people understand how serious this election is or how detrimental the outcomes can be. So we will just see how this plays out, and I hope you guys stick around because we will be covering it all over here, folks. And if you do want the newest, latest information of what's happening with the price of silver and gold and what is affecting the price of silver and gold, well, you're going to hear it here first, folks. I mean, this article was written 10/25 today, so you're always going to get the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date, recent information in the world of precious metals around here, and I'm going to do my best to inform you guys. Now, there also is a technical analysis with the dollar index. I mean, we should take a look at this because if it looks like right here it's going to continue to plummet, that means that silver's price is going to continue to rise, as there is a direct negative correlation. Now, there's another article that came out on Monday I thought was pretty good. I could almost turn this into my own video, which I probably should, and I probably will, but I wanted to mention up here where it talks about how silver is not Bitcoin. And there's a good point of why it's not. See, we could go deep into this. I mean, I've been investing into Bitcoin. I've been educating people on Bitcoin since 2016, 2017. I was one of the first channels, if not the biggest. I had the biggest how to buy Bitcoin video in 2016 out there. Had hundreds of thousands of views. There was no, if you typed in how to buy Bitcoin on YouTube, my video would pop up first. It was me showing you how on Coinbase how to do it and how to safely store it. My point is that I know what I'm talking about. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created, and like 19 million have already been mined. So there's only a couple million left to be found, and that's a very, very, very scarce number, especially given the numbers of Ethereum, which are in the billions upon billions, and other coins as well. There's not much Bitcoin left, and like with silver, when it's all gone, whoever is holding it can set the price. Consumers will turn to the producers, and producers will turn to the consumers. The only thing is Bitcoin's at all-time highs. So it's not smart to buy Bitcoin right now. Just like with gold, gold is at all-time highs. There's more opportunity and potential with silver. You're supposed to get in before the curve. Buy low, sell high. Don't buy at the all-time highest price it's ever been and just hope it goes higher. That's more of a gamble. That's not investing. So silver's not Bitcoin. So while supply and demand fundamentals explain much of the move in Bitcoin, it's drawing along to suggest that has implications for the silver market. It's no halving, or there's no halving of supply impending, while demand is largely reflective of trends in industrial and jewelry manufacturing. Sure, gold is rallying too, but the move in precious metals comes across as momentum rather than fundamentally driven, at least in the near term, meaning it can reverse just as fast as it started. So they're saying that Bitcoin moves more of fundamentals, which is insane to think that something digitally is moving more of fundamentals than something that is tangible, which I always mention the speculation word, that S word, should have no place in the silver market, since silver should be based off supply and demand. But right now that's what's moving Bitcoin more, and silver is the one that's moving more off speculation. But they said for the near term. Now throw away price manipulation, throw away all this price rigging and the spoofing, which is placing false buy orders on these exchanges and canceling the order before it goes through. Then we could talk. There will be a different conversation, and the fundamentals will overweigh any type of speculation or some stuff happening behind the scenes, some illegal activity happening behind the scenes trying to hold down the price. But for right now, that's what we have, and at least we could take advantage of these lower prices in the meantime instead of just kick and complain. Why would we want the price to go higher right now? The only reason you would want to is if you're willing to sell right now, but I'm sure none of us are willing to sell right now and put our hard-earned dollars back into something that's fake and worthless, right? So we shouldn't want the price of silver to skyrocket, because then, yeah, we sell it for fake dollars that are still diminishing purchasing powers. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power, and it's tanking. I mean, look at the charts. So why would you want to sell and put your money back into an asset that looks like this? See what I'm saying? But anyways, they do have their own places. I think they can coexist together in your portfolio. I don't see anything wrong with that. They both are going against the grain, and you're gonna see things like this start to appear more and more as people start to wake up and trust the government or trust the fiat system less and less. And who knows if we do have a financial reset or a global reset, or do the exact opposite of a reset and bring back the gold standard of where we used to be and what that would look like. But we are in foreign territory, pun intended, because we've never been in a situation like this. There's a huge power shift happening, not only from financial side, but also from a from a perspective of war as well, with the West and the Middle East and all these, the BRICS nations and these countries that are conquering others. And then I'm not even going to go into the Israel, Hamas, and Palestine and all of that, because that is a very touchy subject for people. Regardless, that's stuff that's also happening, and we are just in very serious times. And then we could even go domestically to the border crisis and how that's affecting our everyday lives as Americans as well, and how that's going to play out or affect us, which is just crazy. So we're gonna see what happens. I guess right now all we can do is keep a keen and watchful eye on the markets and what's happening around the world, and that will give us an idea of where silver prices are headed. I strongly recommend you look at silver's value from the perspective of it as wealth itself, and not buying it to get wealthy, because then you're going to be burnt. That's when you look at silver for the wrong reasons. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Remember, I'm doing a giveaway, and I'll be announcing the 2 winners as I'm jumping out of an airplane skydiving. I love you guys. Make sure you go enter the giveaway. Yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.